Good day to you one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Today I'm talking about a song called Rocket, which was an unusual partnership featuring Black Sabbath's Tony Iommi and Robert Peter Williams. Can't wait, can you? No. Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Anyone who knows me knows this. I'm a huge fan of Williams. Especially his work on the Fisher King. I love that movie, and I thought when in the first moments when he's kind of got that like concrete shoes on, I think they throw him in the river. It's been a few years since I've seen it, but then all this weird stuff unfolds afterwards, and you kind of think, oh, is that like a drowning man's fantasy, or is it that sort of DMT release just in the last moments before exploration? Oh, Robbie Williams. Yeah. No, I love Robbie Williams as well. Like, check this out. Oh. See, if it wasn't for Sir Robbie of Williams, we wouldn't be famous. Like when he played at Nebworth and did a few nights there, breaking all of the attendance records, he had us on as support. And you know what? Without him, we wouldn't have been famous. I just felt like the next day we woke up and everybody knew who we were. So amazing. I'll always be grateful to Robbie for that. Thank you very much indeed. Rock is at the heart of a new single by Robbie Williams. The first from his upcoming album, Britpop. Brilliant name for a record. An album which features both Glenn Hughes, the greatest rock singer on planet Earth today, and Tony Iommi, who plays on this track. Speaking about the song, Robbie, whose life story was recently portrayed on the big screen by a CGI chimpanzee, which I haven't seen that yet, but a lot of people have told me it's amazing. Perhaps I ought to watch it. Yes, I think I will watch it. This track is massive guitars, as you can imagine. It's adrenaline-filled, and Balls to the Wall, another great record. Who sang that now? Accept. The best thing about Balls to the Wall is when the singer, I think, what's his name again? Udo, is holding on to the wrecking ball as it flies through the wall at the end. They weren't talking about testicles. They meant like actual wrecking balls that were hitting walls. Robbie, of course, is known as a former member of Take That and solo artist. Tony Iommi is a heavy metal legend as guitarist and primary songwriter of Black Sabbath. Following an industrial accident at only 17, he lost the tips of two fingers. I thought that was him because I assumed that it was like he'd been making a panini. And, using one of those George Foreman grills or something like that. And then he was too impatient and put his fingers in. Or maybe I know what was happening. He put the panini in and then he was lifting the lid down. And at the last minute, he saw a little piece of arugula, or rocket as we call it, was hanging out the side of the sandwich. And he was like, he quickly put his hand in just to try and tuck that in but it was too late. Or it was an industrial accident at the age of 17. He lost the tips of two fingers and was told he'd never play guitar again. Instead, he went on to develop a unique sound that propelled him to the status of pioneer. And it's true, I think Black Sabbath, you've got to say, they have definitely established the blueprint for a lot of metal, and not many people stray from it, even today. On working with Robbie, Tony Iommi said, "What an honour to be featured on Robbie Williams' new single, Rocket, a genuinely great guy and a very talented band. Tony," and then he's used some sort of emoji there. He's used this one. And I don't know if that's because these two aren't there. I don't know. I can't do jokes about his hand. Fuck's sake. He's used this emoji. I don't know which of his fingers he'd lost the tips of, but presumably that is something that is well within Tony Iommi's remit. I'm going to play the song and I'm excited about it. I love rock. Who doesn't love rock? I think Robbie Williams obviously has displayed a penchant for rock by putting The Darkness on all those years ago. I love you, Robbie. So let's see what's happening here.
Again. Procrastination isn't a lack of self-discipline. It's genetic.
Who wants to hear a song about procrastination? If you're going to do procrastination as a song, you should do procrastination. That's what I want from you. I don't know who would actually ask somebody else to procrastinate. Oh no, actually, I think people have actually told me to do that because I'm just so busy all the time doing all my stuff. Okay, here we go. Robbie Williams, Rocket. Let's do this! was not expecting it to be in C sharp. C sharp is usually a key that people who write on piano operate with. I don't know whether this was another co-write with Guy Chambers, who wrote a lot of Robbie's, or co-wrote a lot of Robbie's hits with him over the years. C sharp, C sharp, E, F sharp, C. That's all you need. Yeah, it's got a bit of a Billy Idol vibe going on here, and that jacket has seen better and worse days, I think. The more badges and the more bits of stuff written on it, the better.
I just wanna be alright. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
Sort of puts me in mind of that recent Youngblood effort, which was a direct cross between Blur and Oasis. But this is kind of like, this is more Billy Idol, actually mid 80s Iggy Poppy, but without the sort of pop production. This is much more rocking than we've come to expect from Robbie, actually. It is massive guitars. You can't argue with that. They're huge. They're spread right across the stereo image. It's basically all you're aware of in terms of the harmonic content aside from vocals. It's all coming from really loud guitars. Great. I love it when you get to these, you get this sort of up-tempo stuff, and then, you know, there's a temptation for a drummer that doesn't understand groove so much and just knows about excitement and dynamics to just kind of swish those hi-hats around. But this is really, it's a bit like the drummer from Bad Nerves, who I think is really good as well. Yeah! Yeah, there you go. There's Tony Iommi. It's all that kind of Chuck Berry-isms up in the C sharp. Chuck Berry-isms in C sharp. There you are. That's what you can call this episode, I suppose. Not very punchy, but the song is, so I think we'll get away with that. When I say Chuck Berry-isms, I'm talking about stuff in the pentatonic C sharp minor pentatonic scale, which tells us that the original C sharp was C sharp minor, thus the relative minor of the second chord that happens in that sequence, which is E. Boring! Me, not the song. Me! Fuck's sake. I would have liked to have been in that video wearing all them chains and stuff. It would have been really cool, wouldn't it?
I just wanna be alright.
When you play guitar for years, you sort of get used to these sort of the mechanisms of the pentatonic scale. When you hear something like that, you know straight away it's fun to play. Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to do. I love stuff like that. It's really cool. I mean, it's just Chuck Berry stuff. You know, these are sort of licks and phrases that you'd hear on a Chuck Berry performance. And there's nothing wrong with it. That's how all solos are built. You just sort of, you know, nearly all solos are built in that way, right? There's a melodic element that references the song, and the rest of the time, it's just phrases that you've picked up from other guitar players' solos that are, you know, you use them for treading water or to create genuine excitement, like when Tony Iommi does it. I think when you talk about him as a pioneer, what you're talking about is like the whole kind of aesthetic, actually, like the way Black Sabbath sounded when they first came out. It was so fucking, it's actually terrifying to listen to those records in comparison to other stuff that was around at the time. But like, his soloing has always been kind of like, I don't know, he's got a unique sort of really, really fast vibrato technique, and he uses a lot of pentatonic stuff. It's great. I'm a disgrace and I didn't deserve
fifth, but look at your face, no.
It sounds like he can still play as well. You worry about, guitar players getting to a certain age, or if you are a guitar player, you worry about getting to a certain age and then being riddled with arthritis. But that's not what's happening here, I don't think.
Money's perfect, what a waste, and I'm proper worthless. I get it all out when I'm feeling nervous. I just wanna be alright, yeah. Wanna tell me be alive, wanna tell me be alive. What to do with your big fat life? Are you gonna let it blow your mind? I just wanna be alright.
I like the way he starts. I just wanna, and then all the harmonies bolster him on his way back down. A little bit slashy in that solo.
I just wanna be alright, yeah.
It's a good hook as well, isn't it? Beep, 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 a rocket. All right, I enjoyed that. Up-tempo, simple, not trying to reinvent the wheel. Some really good pentatonic guitar playing by an absolute legend, and it is exciting. It has got huge guitars, completely delivered on his promise to have massive guitars in it. So yeah, there you go. Robbie Williams with Rocket. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like. Oh wait, I'll do the theme tune first. Hang on. Yeah, I nearly forgot. Called Justin Hawkins rides again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and watch one of these two videos. All right, guys. See you on the ice. Yeah, all right. What a time to be alive, indeed.
Again.